Beth.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you. So before we get started today, I wanted to ask a few questions to get to know you. There's just some questions that I wanted to cover to hear your story and just make sure that I understand why you're coming in today. So my first question is, where are you currently living?
I'm living with my husband. I have 2 children, and they're both in college, and we live in town here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how long have you lived there? Here in town?
We've lived here, I don't know, 20 years.
Oh, wow. So you've been here for a while.
Yeah.
And your husband and you said 2 children. And are
Twins.
you... Oh, wow. That's exciting. And are you currently employed? Are you working somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah?
I am working. I'm working as a bookkeeper at Next Step Recycling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and about how long have you worked there?
About 7 years.
Okay.
I work 3/4 time.
Okay. And what does your husband do?
He's an engineer. He works for the city.
Could you tell me a little bit about your family that you grew up with, your parents and siblings?
Like what kind of thing?
Just who did you grow up with?
My mom and dad, and I have 2 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the youngest.
Okay. And right now in your life, who would you consider to be kind of your support network?
My sisters.
Your sisters?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone else that you would consider someone to rely on?
My girlfriend, Andrea,
Mm-hmm.
close friend.
Andrea. And you get to see these people or talk to them pretty often?
Yeah, my sisters live near me, and
Okay.
Andrea lives in town.
Great, so you get to actually see them a lot. And then just another question is, what kind of things do you do for fun? Are you involved in a church or have clubs or activities?
Well, I used to like to run, and I like sailing.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I did that, and skiing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a knitter,
Mm-hmm.
and family, you know.
Yeah, family activities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you said you used to like to run. Or do you still enjoy those other activities?
Lately I just don't feel like myself anymore,
Yeah?
and so I just feel, I don't know, I feel like really jumpy all the time, and I can't really focus,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just kind of, not really, I just feel like I can't really connect with what I used to like to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so you said you just don't feel like yourself. So is this recent? Like when do you think this started?
A little over 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Did something happen?
Yeah. I was taking a walk and crossing, about to cross the street, and there was a woman crossing the street in the middle of the street with her dog on a leash, and I turned and I saw a car coming, and it looked to me like it was coming like way too fast, and I saw the woman didn't see it. And so I just like shouted out, trying to get her attention, but she didn't hear me. So then I shouted again, and she heard me. But by the time she turned, I mean, she just had like just enough time to jump on the median, and she pulled her dog, but she couldn't pull it fast enough, and the car hit the dog.
Oh my goodness, that's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so ever since then, like really upset about it. I think
Yeah.
about it all the time. I can't really sleep. I kind of feel,
Wow.
I feel like I don't know, like I don't have emotions anymore, like kind of numb.
Kind of numb. Hmm.
And I kind of feel like in a daze.
Yeah.
And I also, like, I'm having a lot of trouble because I feel like it's my fault.
Oh. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Well, I saw the car coming before her, and I wasn't sure what happening. It was, it was going fast.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I had shouted like a second or two, or if I had been louder, or if I ran over or did something, I may have gotten her attention and, saved her dog.
Yeah, so you're really playing it over and over in your head and
Constantly. It's like a movie.
Oh my goodness. About how much of your time would you say that you've been spending thinking about this?
I think all of my time I'm not like myself. And I think I keep like thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it probably most of the day. And I just feel kind of like I feel like I don't have any room for any other feelings.
Yeah.
Like it's just like using up all my feelings, and I feel, like when my husband like tries to talk to me, I feel like I snap at him.
Oh.
He's I just like don't really have patience.
And have you talked to other people about what happened? Does anyone else know?
For a while, I just kept talking about it over and over and over and over and over, and I think I wore people out. So I kind of not stopped. And I think people just said, no, it's not your fault. You're blaming yourself. It's not your fault, but it feels like it is. And so I just stopped talking to people because I just didn't want to, because I already know what they're going to say.
Yeah. So you tried to process it with other people, but it just has kept replaying and continuing to bother you.
Yeah, I just feel like really spacey.
And kind of distracted and
I noticed it at work. I was in my office at work, and somebody came in, and I didn't hear them. They were wearing sneakers, and when they got like really close to me, they said my name really loud, and I jumped. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, and that's pretty out of character for you.
So I just kind of feel like that.
So I have a few more questions for you, I guess. So it sounds like this experience you had has brought you in here today. I'm kind of wondering at what point you decided to come see a counselor, and what prompted you to come see me.
Because I couldn't focus on work, and I have to work with numbers, and I have to pay attention, and I have to be exact.
Right.
And I'm like really distracted, and sometimes I like just stare at the computer, and I just like feel like I'm looking at a blur, and it's starting to affect my work. Like I'm already way behind.
Yeah. So would you say you're feeling frustrated that you can't block these things out, or?
I'm feeling. I'm not sure what's really going on.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling confused.
You're feeling confused about why it's affecting you so much, or about...
Yeah, and mostly, like, when it happened, it made me feel this, like, I felt like this really strong feeling of, I was, like, hugely afraid. Like, really intensely afraid. And, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And so, I keep feeling that.
Yeah, you're
I feel like it comes back to me.
Yeah. So you're having a lot of these emotions that you're trying to deal with. Well, I think that is something we can definitely continue working on counseling. And, you know, it makes sense that you felt these things after this pretty traumatic experience. I mean, that's pretty sudden and unexpected. And so we'll continue to talk about some different ways that you can try to be less afraid and try to manage those feelings.
I feel afraid.
Yeah, you feel afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you feel more afraid than anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can just see it,
Mm-hmm.
like the car coming, and just that feeling like helplessness. Like, oh my God, I can't do anything,
Mm-hmm.
but I know what's going to happen.
Would you say that's something you felt before? Is this a very new feeling for you, or have you felt this before?
No, I think this is new.
Okay.
I think that's partially why it's so hard, because like all of a sudden I feel like not myself.
Right.
And and I'm having all these feelings, and I'm not used to this. I'm used to just feeling kind of low key. Mm-hmm. And now I just feel like all wired.
Yeah, you feel like you're on alert.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's tiring to feel that way all the time.
It's hard to talk about, so can we not talk so much about the feelings right now?
Yeah, that's fine. I have some other questions for you.
Okay.
Just some questions about your personal background. Some of them are a little bit personal. So my first question is, have you ever had thoughts about hurting yourself?
No.
No, never.
No.
And then, do you have any history of drug or alcohol use?
No.
No.
I smoked cigarettes when I was in college, but does that count?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, do you ever use alcohol, like even recreationally, or?
I'll have like wine occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any criminal history?
No.
Okay. And then, you told me about this event that was clearly very traumatic for you. Is there anything else in your past that you would say has been a significant traumatic event?
Well, I grew up on a farm. And we had a dog, and we lost him. My dad had to put him to sleep, and I was about 6, and that was kind of upsetting. Because I think my sisters and I were all upset about it, because we kept expecting him to come back, and he didn't. But I know that's minor, but nothing much else has happened.
Yeah.
I've had a pretty kind of low-key life.
Well, it sounds like that definitely affected you. So, have you ever gone to see a counselor before? Is this your first time? Yeah, first time seeing a counselor. And then, does anyone in your family have a mental health history, or has anyone in your family seen a counselor?
Yeah, my mom had problems with depression when I was growing up, and now she has problems with dementia.
Oh. And then just one more question is,
and then, like, does my sister's son count?
Sure, yeah.
He's diagnosed with ADD.
Okay, so your mom and your nephew. And then another question is, what medications are you currently taking?
I just take an aspirin every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I have allergy medicine. I take
Mm-hmm.
Celexa.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing else.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about what brought you into counseling today. And I guess, you asked that we cannot talk too much about the feelings, but I guess I'm wondering.
I just noticed, like, after a while we were talking about it, I feel really scared.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of, like, it started to feel, like, a little overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
so I just wanted to stop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of take a break.
Yeah, yeah. Are there some things in the past few weeks that have helped you to feel better when you're feeling these feelings?
Yeah, I just try to distract myself when I'm at
Mm-hmm.
home. So, what makes me feel better is totally zoning out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just, like, even watching TV or movies
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to, like, zone out
Mm-hmm.
and not really, but it's kind of, I'm alone a lot when I do that, so it's like I'm alone and I zone out. That makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I know you mentioned before that that there are some things you've enjoyed doing, activities like knitting and things like that. Have those things helped you to feel better, or are they not helping?
I haven't really done much of that. I just don't kind of don't feel like it.
Okay.
I just sort of feel like not focusing.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to focus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I watch TV or if I watch movies, like, I just seem to always be preoccupied.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it sounded like before you said that that's pretty out of character for you. Is like watching TV and zoning out? Would you say that's out of character?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
But it helps me feel better now.
Yeah, it does. So I guess another question I have is, if trying to think what to say. Well, here's another question: is how are people in your life kind of handling what's been going on with you? How have they been responding?
I think that people at first were really supportive
Mm-hmm.
and understanding, and now I think people are just, like, kind of leaving me alone because
Mm-hmm.
they kind of don't know what to do. They're kind of letting me do my thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they're kind of worried about me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think none of us know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked a little about it, but I don't think. I mean, I don't know what to do,
Yeah.
and it doesn't seem to be getting better.
Right.
I kind of thought I'd start to feel better, because it's just like
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that's really hard. I don't seem to be getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I seem to. I just seem to kind of be stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So you feel like it's not getting better, but it's not necessarily getting worse?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't feel like it's getting worse, but I feel like it's starting to upset me.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm like this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm starting to get bummed out by it.
Uh-huh.
It's starting to have that effect because I feel so stuck.
Right. You're just feeling.
So it feels like I'm turning another corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what would it look like for these symptoms to go away for you? What would it look like for you to be back to normal?
Just be the way I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't feel so spacey and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just walking around in the days and I wouldn't feel like wanting to keep numbing out,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't be preoccupied
Mm-hmm.
and kind of upset, and I probably stopped beating myself up
Mm-hmm.
about not being, you know, able to make it okay,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe just feel more like I'm in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like I'm not quite in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it sounds like right now you feel like you're kind of on the sidelines and just sort of static and experiencing these things over and over again.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so in our counseling sessions we can try to find some ways to bring you back into the moment of, you know, what you're working on and what you've enjoyed in the past, and
That'd be good.
yeah, feeling that way. And in counseling, you know, there are some different ways we can try to work toward that goal of, you know, being the way that you really see yourself as your real self. And it may be hard to go through some of those emotions, but you know, we can sure work toward that.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I feel okay. Do you think you could help me, like, really, like, make sense of, like, what's going on with me? It's such a mystery.
Mm-hmm. Are you feeling confused about why you're still upset?
Yeah, like, why I'm having, like, why it's, like, why it feels like it keeps happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and, like, why it affected me in all these different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 'cause it seems like feeling stuck is, you know, one part of it, and then also the actual feelings you're experiencing, the fear, is the other part of it.
Yeah, those are harder.
Mm-hmm.
Those are harder.
Yeah.
But I would really like not to be here in this feeling way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for answering my questions.
Yeah.
And we'll keep talking about, you know, what to do next and where you feel comfortable going, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That was only 22 minutes.